Hey everybody, what's up? Today I'm going to bring you a tutorial on how to beat the first boss of the King Falls raid, the War Chief. I'm going to show you how to beat him really easy, really quickly, with minimal effort, and I'm also going to show you guys in other videos coming soon how to defeat all the other bosses, including Oryx. And it's actually not too bad. I remember Crota being a lot harder back in the day, but still, tons of fun, so let's dive in. So to start this fight, you're going to want to split your team of 6 into 2. Put 2 on the top left, where there's a portal stand, 2 on the top right, where I am currently, and then 2 in the middle. And then, of course, you'll start it by having everybody get on those, and the Warpriest will show up in all of his magnificence under that giant black bubble thing of his. And from there, adds and monsters will spawn from the top right, from the middle, and the top left. A variety of small adds. You'll get some knights, you'll get some wizards, so just take them down when you can and use them to continually resupply your ammunition and all of that. Now for this fight, you're going to want to be at least, I'd say, between 290, 295. If you're higher than 295, hey, that's great. You're just going to be extra DPS and make this whole thing a lot faster for everybody. Now you're going to want to keep killing these adds just over and over and over again, occasionally getting ammo, like I said, to resupply your pool. You're going to want to keep up on your special ammunition for sure, and I would totally recommend using sniper rifles, especially for the Warpriest himself, because he will be a distance away from you and your team, and that long range headshot damage is what's really going to carry you through in doing all that damage and getting him killed even before the third pillar breaks, which is what we were able to do. Now after a little bit of waiting and killing adds, you will find that there is a yellow bar knight that pops out, and once each party of 2 kills their own respective yellow knight, that's when the whole thing will start off and you will be able to get into the whole mode where you're fighting the actual boss himself. But first you have to kill all of those knights. Once all 3 knights are down, you will see on the back of the crystals that are in the middle of the area, there will be these crystals on the back of the pillars, and you will have to decipher which one has lit up first and then step on your totems in order of what lights up first. It's kind of like a little semi-puzzle, and as you can see, the one on the very top left lit up first, and then the middle lit up, and now the one on the right lit up. So we had to step on each of the pads in order to get the buff. Now, you have to stand inside of this red orb buff right here in order to do damage to him. And while a lot of people say that, hey, if you have the buff, you need to shoot adds and kill adds to keep that buff going so that it doesn't kill you, we came up with a method where it just basically everybody shoots the boss, and if it kills you fine. We have discovered that by letting it kill us, it allows our whole team to stay in that mode where we're actually able to shoot the boss and it doesn't go back to the whole killing adds thing. So basically it allows us to stay in this shooting boss in the face mode a bit longer compared to keeping everybody alive. But still, you have at most, or at least 3 people alive at any given time doing consistent damage. And if somebody dies, you wait until they can come back up, and then you revive them immediately. So it's always like you have 3 or 4 people dying, reviving, back and forth. It's very, very easy. You just have to make sure to stay together and do as much consistent damage as you can with your sniper rifles or anything else that is long range and hard hitting. Once somebody dies, the buff will carry on randomly to the next person, and so on. Once you've done enough damage or past the time limit, he will summon his ball orb to shoot a bunch of light everywhere, and you'll need to stand behind rocks or pillars to make sure that you're not touching that light, because if you're touching that light, you will die a horrible death, and then you'll of course be down for another 30 seconds, and that's not ideal. Another thing is, the first time everybody kills the knights and does the puzzle with the pads, we all go down to the middle. The second time it happens, we all go to the top right, where you see me currently standing now. And then the third and final time, we go to the top left, and we finish the fight there. So that's our current strategy for doing this. And again, once it says glyph sequence has started, that is your team's cue to decipher where the pillars, crystals are lighting up first, and then step on the pads accordingly to quickly get over that puzzle so that you can get on to shooting the Warpriest in the face and doing as much damage as possible. And make sure to remind your team, to go up to the top right or to go to the top left or to move accordingly, because this guy here, he was like, oh, let's just stay in the middle. And I was like, no, everybody get to the top right. and that allowed us to just work together as a team really easily. And of course, we can keep him stunned all the time thanks to all of the sniper rifles and headshots that we're doing on him, which are just crazy damage. If you have a sniper rifle, make sure that it's at least 300 damage. 290 is serviceable, but I would totally recommend 300, especially if you have a black spindle. Or if your black spindle is 310, oh my goodness, that is even better. Go for it. And of course, high-powered scout rifles and even hand cannons to some degree, like you see me whipping it out right now. That's only because I ran out of ammo, and I wouldn't recommend hand cannons over pulse rifles or scout rifles, but they are serviceable in doing a little bit of extra damage. And again, whether or not you are the buff holder, make sure you are continually reviving people as soon as they come up off of cooldown, just so you can have that many more people doing as much damage as possible. Because as soon as you bring somebody up, somebody else is going to go down. But still, that means you can have 3 people up at any given time, and you're always doing damage. And since you're not having to worry about killing adds as the buff holder, the buff overall will last longer, allowing you to do that much more damage. Now, the third and final phase of this fight is going to be a little bit different because aside from the normal adds, you're going to have Taken replace them. So you're going to have a bunch of Taken everywhere, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but not overly so. I mean, you'll sometimes get Taken Wizards or Taken whatevs, but you will also have a Taken Knight show up through your pad instead of just jumping down. And of course, I'm talking about the yellow one that starts the glyph sequence. He's going to show up through the pad. In fact, he already showed up for me. I just didn't notice. He's like, oh, there he is. Anyway, you take him down as fast as you can. He's not a big deal. He shoots a little fire. Just don't stand in the fire. He's not tough. So you get past him, and then you start the glyph sequence, of course, by jumping up there and seeing which of these statues has the glowing crystal first, and then going from there, of course. And of course, then once you've done so, you all want to get up to the top left as fast as possible, especially if you're the buff holder, because you want to be up there for when you die, just to make it easier for your teammates to revive you and get you back into the action a little bit faster. Then, once everybody is in position, you let loose with everything you possibly have to finish him off as fast as possible. Rockets, sniper headshots, just bam, bam, bam. Put him down fast. We were able to do it, no problem here. This wasn't hard at all, and that is essentially how you take him down really fast, you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please pound that like button, really appreciate it, and of course, subscribe for more like this. I will be covering all of the other boss fights in the raid as well. Since I've beaten it, I've got footage for it, I'm going to cover it and show you guys how we did it and how we did it easy. I wish you guys luck in your drops from the Warpriest. Hopefully you'll get something really good and really powerful. I'm going to go hop back in game myself and go through the raid again another time. I will talk to you guys later. So until next time.